game. We'd all love to see one for him here, as we are getting onto the Rift for our last game of day 2 of groups. Verdant versus Rachad. Let's see who's going to wind up on a win at the end of this stage.
Hunt a little exposed here. I would have to flash to make the most of it, though.
We're going to go forward for Hunt. He's with his tower, and Taxer takes a little bit of a tickle from the tower to step back. Butcher questioning with the emo, unsure what he's witnessed, but no one will lose anything for it.
The deep ward matched by Sam in the bottom lane. So no true advantage. Nila here looking for the 1v1. This is what the Olaf wants to do. Early doors. Maggot will be found in the bush and will start to run away. So much tension. I don't know how... I can't remember when you started playing League Trajan, but it used to be Gangplank in this top bush because you were just more of a champion than everyone else. Talking like 2012. You just had a bigger health bar. Your parlay just did more damage. We're looking at that vibe for the Olaf here. He walks in. He's threatening anyone who walks past him. You know, not sure he saw Maggot getting away there out of the bush. Would be the victim of a huge 1 versus 1.
I guess a little to date myself here, I used to very much enjoy original Gangplank, where you just had a queue, and that was the champion. You just had a queue, and you made money, and that was the whole thing.
The buff on E was so much fun. I'd be like, yeah, it's go time, teammates.
I'm just a team player, I'm a cheerleader up here, you know? Cheerleader with a gun, that's the champion. So... we are going to have these waves crashing in together now. Now, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit on this Sylas jungle, because we don't see it too often, as you said, as we see Nila obviously getting aggro up in this top side. But what is Scood's role in this early stage? We know that Gragas can be so vicious in the early stages with that power. Can Sylas stack up to that, or is he going to be farming for 6? What's his role here?
It's quite difficult. You have to be really greedy and play for yourself. It's kind of like a Xin Zhao, but without that gank power. Instead, you want to scale up into just 1 versus 1ing people. You want to steal a decent ultimate and contribute to a team fight, and then stack your Dark Seal. With that red jungle item, he's not got anything else. There won't be any clutch movement, any taking of damage. It's all about exploding someone as fast as possible. That means you're normally going for a full clear, because you want to come out at 4, you want to impact the map. And Verdant have moved in this jungle, so we're going to see a vertical clear here. Ganking an Alistar lane is not impossible for a Sylas, so it's going to be a move of focus to mid, that explosive mid lane. Gude just checking around to see whether he's been noticed here.
Fly is having a check. He's going to find out, and Scoot actually slipped in behind him. He's going to get tagged up with the chains as Keva rotating over. Get a bit hairy for the Sylas, all things told, as he's exhausted in the brush, flashes over the wall. San 1 and Butcher ready to cover him, but... little sketchy from Scoot. Didn't have the best time on the invade.
Yeah, it's a bit dicey for the Sylas. He really is feast or famine if he does not do well. It'd be like seeing a really weak Sylas from mid lane. We'll now have to have Butcher come in and help him clear this jungle. He will be pretty far behind Taxa, who will look to make the first move on the map after he's cleared out the opponent.
Yeah, Scoot had a lot to contend with just taking that buff. Did go back and get it in the end, but took so long to do it. Meanwhile, Taxer had Nilla in his pocket the whole time. Very breezy foray into the topside jungle. It's going to be way ahead, as you say. Both the scuttles on either side's picked up, as this mid lane has pretty much just been fairly quiet. Well, they've been trading HP, as we can see, but no one getting quite to kill threat just yet, though Hunt had dropped the exhaust.
From what we've seen so far, there's a bit of a niche understanding of the matchup, both playing around each other's abilities on the wave. We saw Errol get a stun off at level 1, not on the invade, but on the wave. Just made Hunt question his way forwards, and even though he phantom aggro, oh, he's eat forwards, oh no!
Taxer's there's the stun, perfectly placed, and there's the combo! First blood for Taxer, the mid-jungle, strikes again for Verdant.
Committing Yone's soul to that wave in such a way is always such a risk, and Taxa makes the perfect move. You can only snap back to one spot, and Errol nails the stun. Too much too soon for Hunt, getting too comfortable in this matchup.
Certainly does. He's trying to get this wave in. He's got 2 levels on Scoot right now, which is a bit rough, but Taxer hanging out behind him just to make sure there is no gold tossed back in. They really want to crash this wave in, as we do see Scoot arriving and Hunt coming back to pick that one up. As we see top lane as well, Nila just crashing waves as per usual. So Verdant are going to get away with the gold. First successful play for them, and only bot lane sitting behind right now.
Alright, this is going to be the replay on mid. Look at Taxa setting up in the bush. Just gets in position, gets ready, waits for Hunt to commit here to the wave. And, you know, it's kind of unnecessary from Hunt, maybe feeling himself just in the moment, a bit of a 1v1 challenge, but Errol dashing forwards, really clean moves. They waited for it, and Hunt took the bait.
Yeah, we know Hunt is a player that likes to dominate his lane opponents, and he tends to do that, right? He's very skilled in this laning phase, but sadly, we just lost track of Taxa for a second and loses his life for the trouble. Errol going to be set up nicely.
You could say that taking on the NLC's, like, golden child rookie who's done so well could be a mission impossible for Mr. Hunt right here.
Okay, well, you could say that. You could,
he was at
and
home,
you
you
did.
didn't see the look of disgust that just passed Golden's face. But I did. It was real.
It was... He got his value there. He made it work. And that's all he needs. But unfortunately, it has been fairly impossible for Hunt so far. Though, of course, Rahad's still not out of it just yet. Cly now rotating up as well. Really, everyone investing to make sure Errol can just push these waves in, keep this lead growing. And as you say, everyone's investing in the Golden Boy right here. And they've had pretty high returns so far.
Just even that trade, just great moves. Hunt getting just stunned up. Oh, okay, nearly. This might be the solo kill. It's pretty close. He's nearly in range.
He'll be able to force at least the flash or the ultimate to get back to tower. Both of them holding the R's, and Magid remains stony-faced. In the face of those axes, will hold onto the buttons. Taxa coming to punish him for this.
The wave's coming in.
No level 6s on the junglers.
Oh my. We're on the same wavelength, Trajan, but unfortunately Taxa just being a little cautious here if Skude were to ding 6 by taking this camp.
That would be a shocker, potentially.
Yeah, absolute disaster. So he's going to try to delay him. He's got nearly out of lane. Skude, I can't tell what this is. This looks like desperation just walking into mid.
Oh, they're committing hard for it. The chains land onto Earl. Has his flash, surely has to commit it. Will get away and won't go down right here. Doesn't have the TP. He'll lose at least something for this, but getting away with his life certainly preferred, as Scoot still trying to get something started on the map.
Yeah, it really is imperative on the Silas. It's like sort of a weaker Diana. You need that all-in. At some stage, you have to commit, because without that all-in, you're not that strong a champion. They nearly find it there. Rod did much better than I thought they were going to there in actually cutting Errol out of the lane. They will garner a tiny CS lead for it, and they'll stabilize what was a rougher early game for Hunt.
Certainly not the start they would have wanted. And the group's generally not going Rahad's way. 1-4 right now. Verdant sitting pretty, well, I don't know about pretty, sitting happily enough at 3-2 with the qualification. And it seems like they are really just trying to hammer home this solo lane advantage that they've been playing off so well with Nilla and Errol. And then Kevo again just kind of being the weak side bot laner that is so uncommon. You know, you don't really see the weak side bots this often. But he has been taking CS deficits, been taking the back seat so much in the laning phase for NLC as a player.
I kind of like it, you know. I was a big fan of Yellow Pete back in the day.
Yeah.
Using the solar band to check the buff. I love it. We'll see Errol and Taxa leaving it. But yeah, just that strong, stable presence in the bottom lane that doesn't need the resources to play around. It's not the crux. It's not a weakness to be able to just pass through into the later game and then determine your value, determine your advantage there. Rod, tip of the spear here. They will find Taxa in the, like,
commit. Squeezing with the ultimate. Errol's going onto the backside. There's the commit to Taxa. Magid finds the ultimate and he'll get that first kill. Errol as well, outnumbered. As now Nilla has arrived, but he's exhausted. Cly is in the area, but isn't sure if he wants to commit to this one. It's a bit of a nightmare for Verdant in the top river.
Verdant had numbers parity there, and I think got a little lost in rotation. Cly was in so deep. And will fall to the spell shield of Kevo. He survives. But Cly was all the way in at Wolves. I can't help but think Verdant got a little confused about where their own teammates were.
A little bit of a miscommunication there. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen Cly not quite on the same page as the rest of the roster, and Rahad will pick up some gold there. Actually, a 2k gold lead coming off that play. Big swing for them. After that mid and top side were looking a bit dire, just getting shoved in all day. Both with some nice gold injections to keep them topped up.
All right, to continue the momentum from here, Rahad could look to play this dragon. Skude will be quite strong there, as he's gone off a first base. You know, that snowball has started to roll. You need to keep it rolling. You need to keep enticing fights. Looking for a pick here. You find the tempo is maybe a little too slow. They're not quite out on the map yet. And Verdant will find the objective.
Moving on to that dragon pick. As much as we talked about Kevin not having prio in bot lane, they've timed this one well on the resets from Rahad. Get that first Mountain Drake stacking up for themselves. Now, one lost fight, of course, does not lose a whole game, and they are still going to be strong in the dueling. And as you said, they had numbers parity, just the execution wasn't quite there. So if they can get on the same page, they'll have a better result next time, I imagine, as Hunt has gone forward. He won't be punished the same way. Oh my goodness, Hunt committing hard to try and extend it, but couldn't find the Fate Unsealed there. As Taxer drops ever lower. Oh. It's a lovely barrel under the tower, and Errol, can he clean anyone up? The ults are committed. Sku doesn't find the chains this time as Kevo now looking for revenge onto Sand. Forces the flash, comes forward as well with the last auto, and Kevo finds it. A boon for Verdant as this Herald in mid is going to be another big gold swing away from him.
Rod are coming forwards. Verdant look like they will maybe have to rely on that bot side, that strong and stable presence, because, oh man, Scood's barrel was just so delicious, just able to push forwards under that tower. And really, I think Rod noticed. Oh, Scood! I thought he missed that.
He saves the tower at least, for now. I don't know how valuable that is, being on that low HP, but Errol tried to break his way back in, but it's just more money for that Silas. 2-0 and 2 right now, Scood. After a slow start, he's sitting pretty.
Yeah, this is the acceleration. This is what you want to see from the Silas. The feast beginning as the Night Harvester comes through. 6 stacks on the ring. Clearly. Just waited just patiently for the right time.
Exactly. Oh, Hunt committing. He finds that turret with the soul unbound. No punish to be had. More gold into his pocket as well. And now that top side, very dangerous. We saw Maggot as well has been holding his own very well in that top side, as we mentioned in the pregame. You know, if he gets a couple of kills here and there on a skirmish to keep himself up in gold, doesn't go down to Nilla, he's actually very okay. He's got that full tank build completed, and now he can just be the Malphite that he always dreamed of being.
One Rocky boy against the Viking. Beauty will find Kevo here. Cly is in no man's land.
Do they know that he is in no man's land? Now they do, and they will steal the Alistair ultimate, the Unbreakable Will. He's got the flash as well, and support from Tax, or Kevo firing back, and Rahad will have to take a moment here. Silas still with that stolen Alistair ult is very tanky if he finds his way in. Sand, though, not to be dissuaded. Picks up Taxer as Bloody Butcher. Tries to extend it, but it's just the 1-for-0.
Kevo plays the absolute limit there, and I can't help but think Cly wasn't with his teammates under the tower. He wasn't in position to really deny Rod coming forward to make them really work for it. Thunder strikes in the bottom lane, and once again, Silas has managed to increase his value in this early game. It's going to get snowball. He's going to get fast.
Acceleration continuing, and the last lane that they needed to get in hand is this bot side. The kill for Sand wouldn't go amiss for Rahad as well, though Kevo has managed to even the CS up, and I feel like with the current state of Sivir as well, Sand is going to be more comfortable in that mid game. He's going to spike quicker, be a bit more contentious. Kevo with a bit more time to cook before he can step up to be that true carry.
Just not having that long range, not having anything but the ability to dash forwards. Texas here once again. That late ward there from the Butcher. We'll spot him out here as he approaches.
There it is. Data gathered. Pings achieved, and Rahad will not fall for this one.
Verdant
flashless Varus as well.
Here. Hunt has gotten away the red buff, and they have a superior position on the top side with the wave pushed in.
Top
even
side
more
out.
economic advantage.
Stay like robbery up there. That top side that has been so strong for Verdant, that started so well, has become a bit disastrous. 5,000 is the gold lead at 40 minutes temporal. That's massive. That's the word I would use.
Yeah, it's sprung out of multiple plays. Gude, the major benefactor. Beneficiary, I should say. Oh, the gold. I'm kind of waiting for Verdant to do something. I'm slowing down. I'm thinking. I'm looking at the screen. Which way are they going to come back in? They will clock that ward in the bottom lanes. The minions start to attack them, and the blue teleport in. This is Maggot. Butcher will hold them still.
Kevo no sums, and there's the knock-up with Salmon to follow it up as well. Kevo barely about to make it back to tower. Will he be able to survive this? He goes down to the Malphite. Hunt rotating in, fires off with the Fate Unsealed. The flank from the Yone to keep this fight rolling, as Clyde will not be allowed to escape. Rahad with a very successful play on the bot side, and Errol late to the party walks in to see the wreckage of his team in bot lane.
Snap teleport out from Maggot starts that one off. And just before the Infernal Dragon Rod will control this bot side, they will take down the bot lane. You're right, that was what they wanted to get in hand. That was a way for Verdant back in here. They're starting to control it. And our Arabian League second seed has really come to play.
They're not wanting to go down quietly. They're going to even up this dragon stacking as well. Nilla did find that first turret on top side, or maybe second turret, I should say. I think Rahad broke mid with the
objective bounty on it, which is the major takeaway.
Yes. Nilla with some gold in his pocket right now. Errol's going to skulk back to the spot side. He's not feeling confident. Does sidestep the ultimate and the chains with the fancy footwork. Keeps him alive there. Nice play by Errol to avoid falling further behind. Yeah, that commitment. I love the way that in that bot fight, Maggot just raw TPs. He doesn't flank TP. He TPs on top of Kevo and just says, you can't get away. I'm going to fully channel this and catch you, and there's nothing you could do. And he was absolutely right.
Alright, Maggot brought out of here. Kwai hasn't made a huge impact this game. Will just be bounced away by the blast cone. I can't help but think this Alistar needs to show us what it was made for. I thought it might be just to dissuade Hunt from not having a great dive. It will lock you down individually along with the Namumu, but I'm yet to see it work.
Sure, going to be knocked to safety by the barrel, not quite placed correctly, as they're still working on the second Herald. No quick rotations from Rahad, so Verdant should be able to pick this up. Maggot keeping an eye on them. But they're already head back to this mid lane, and Hunt now taking the fight to Errol in the bot side, but maybe... Oh wow, Errol just slides in, grabs the summoner out of his pocket, and slides away.
Cool, calm, and collected here for Errol. I feel if he went too soon, if he went too fast, Hunt might almost just win this 1v1 off of the back of his mythic item. You know, if you're being aggressive in a team fight, that Blade Ruin King will go further, but in the 1v1, that hyper mode so good, and Clyde caught again.
Missing the Alistar ultimate. Errol with the rotation over. Remember, there's no exhaust on Hunt now, but Butcher escapes. We still got that ultimate, and Errol falls to Scooter. He's looking for more, perhaps, but has he stepped too far forward? It's a shutdown for Kevo. A tasty injection as a flash forward from San. Tries to keep this one rolling. Taxer wonders if he can do anything about this. Nilla certainly can. Comes in with the axes, drops down the undertows. And Nilla finally with some gold of his own. He's ghosted. He's looking for Butcher and Hunt as well. Does he have the range to extend this? Just one undertow and a shieldless Rakan will do the job. He's got flash. You want something? Flash Ragnarok. He's going deep forward, and it's a second for Olaf. Hunt under the tower should be safe. But I love the commitment there. So knows he has to find it. And they're dropping the Herald bot too. Oh, it's going to tank it for them.
Will they keep going, or will they let Hunt go just to collect the objective bounty, perhaps?
Ooh, lovely barrel. Knocks him back into Nilla's waiting arms. And there's the shutdown. 3 quick kills now for the Olaf as he commits for the tower. Maggot goes in. Will find Taxer at the end of this with the ultimate. He doesn't have flash, I should say. It might not be able to make his way out as Kevo, though, in mid-side steps to the chain, but it's not enough to get him out. And the Malphite will be sacrificed in the 1-for-1 at the end. Though for Verdant, these trades are pretty favorable, I must say. That's 4 for Nilla at the end of it all.
An absolute calamity, an orchestra of overcommittals lead to gold being spread around the map in such a way. I'm just going to take a moment. The lead only at 3,000 now. That is Verdant catching up. That is as a matter of Skude's bounty. That is a matter of them taking down that bot lane tower, collecting the objective bounty, of Nile going deeper and deeper still. Oh man, what a play across the map. That means in the next fight, it's just going to be more about who is in position first and less about hitting your opponents with your wallet. Skude is still very strong, but now no longer unmatched from Taxa, who has those items ready from Nile, has that Jack show, is ready to become an absolute menace.
Absolutely. Verdant have gotten a hold of themselves in this mid-game as we approach the 20-minute mark. They've stopped this one spiraling out of control. And Rahad know they cannot go where they please. They cannot do what they want. Verdant is ready to punish. Nilla, very fearsome now on the Olaf. Wasn't the usual lane dominance, but he's still going to be very, very strong. His Cly is deep.
He's in so deep right now. Hunt has used that Soul Unbound. Will go back to a fixed position. Look for the play.
Oh, onto the Varus. Perfect engage from Taxer. Followed up. Can they find it? Nilla will get the job done. And the first kill goes down as Maggot trying to escape back to the tower. Tanky or not, he's not feeling good about it. Errol's ult is committed, but they can't follow it up. It's still just the one kill. Kali's on the flank. He can go for round 2 to keep this one rolling. Goes onto the Rakan. Hunt commits under tower and he finds one, slides his way back out.
Oh.
And this time it's Verdant with the overcommittal as Maggot flies in for the revenge and the shutdown on his opposite top laner.
Hunt absolutely cut Verdant to pieces there. While he might fall, that ultimate was absolutely clutch. All 5 members fall in quick succession. After what looked like a great team fight, they've done so well. Maggot on top is the clutch factor. The top side for Rod, a combined 12, 2, and 9. Absolutely dominating this game. They will pick up the Baron. They're likely to have first move on the Infernal Dragon as well. Great move from Rod here to cement themselves in the leading position in this game.
The swings back and forth temporal in this one. All of a sudden the gold lead right back to where it was before. Over 6,000 with the Baron as well, likely to extend his the replay. And Chekhov's Maggot, you didn't kill him at the start, you know he's coming back.
He's still in the box, and, you know, Schrodinger's going to have to bring that. This is the overcommittal. This is Clyde going in for the redive. It looks so good. That ultimate from Hunt absolutely burns down Verdant's tree. The chances reduced to absolute 0, and Maggot on top. What fantastic coming together. Verdant looks like they'll pick up the Infernal Dragon, but it will allow Rod to move out of the map. They might have not been able to reach the dragon themselves, but they'll reach the next objective.
Diving Vanilla, who's popped the Ragnarok. Now, Diving Vanilla is a dangerous prospect, everybody. We know this to be true, and a TP from Errol could make this a little spicier. Somehow Nilla holding on. He's low, but he's not quite dead just yet. They're full committing the hunt again with the ultimate in. Will secure at least 1 kill onto Clyde. Tax has now arrived. The rest of Verdant will sneak Nilla out of danger as Taxa goes golden, but he'll not be able to escape. It's still 2 kills after all that, and the Baron push has reached the base.
Rod play on tempo. They're still going forwards. They'll find Kevo.
Oh
He's
my
gone.
word. There he goes. He's vanished. He's evaporated. Kevo disappears. This is going to be inhibs. I don't know if it can be the end, but it's going to be big damage.
This is why Rod still had the tempo after that Baron. That's why they were still the first to any play across the map and exhaust all they needed to dissuade Errol to push him out of that clutch Irelia moment where he could just play through and assassinate 5 people. Skude now with that ultimate of his own. Oh no!
No Ragnarok ready or hard, keeping the pace high. Errol finds the jungler, but you will be taken down for the trouble. Taxa and Kevo are going to have to 2v4 this one against the Baron wave. They've got some low HP bars. It's not unwinnable. They might be able to hold them right at the Nexus.
Maggot is just so rock solid. He's taken at least 10 tower shots, still alive.
Hunt goes in. Oh, but he's stunned up. He's shut down. A bit of a miscalculation from Yone. And look at those HP bars. The ricochets will tear them apart. San isn't killed by the Baron. Oh my god, they can't both get away. There's no way that San was on that HP and walks away as Maggot is over the wall. I'm not sure what the point of this one is. Surely does he win this? No way. No way, Maggot. Insane the Malphite tank moment from the top laner from the Arabian League. Oh my goodness. He's back.
A solo bolo for that all carry top laner. Who said you can't carry with a tank on? Deals so much damage to Kevo, taking none in return.
That's crazy. I didn't believe it. You heard me. I had no belief in that play at all. But he knows. This man knows. He knows his champ better than I do, that's for sure. Maggot not looking cowed by the earlier games in this group. Taking it to Kevo. And at least Verdant did survive. At the end of all that, they did hold the base at the end of the day.
It's going to be real tough for Verdant from now on. The foundations on which Rod are crashing down. Not strong. 2 items there on nearly every character. Taxa might have the fancy footwork. He might get away. But they're just going to rinse and repeat once again. This Irelia, you don't have to build a mythic very early, but just 2 items. You look across the board. Maggot on 3, almost 4. Skude, so strong right now. He might have that ward in his inventory, but beyond that, he's nearly at full build.
And the waves crashing forward. They don't have the Baron, but I don't think they feel like they need it. 2 inhibs down, and these fights have been going so well for them ever since that mid game. Ever since that botched push from Verdant on the mid lane tower, and Skude has been on the front line every single time. He's got the stolen Alistar ult. He can tank that front-facing fight for so long. And Verdant, they've got to find the miracle engage. They've got to find the angle.
It's so hard. Look at Maggot, look at Skude playing Enforcer, escorting their minion waves under these Nexus towers. This will be the last stand for Verdant.
In the waves, Arahad. In come the supers from the top and mid lane. Clyde's looking for a flank. They've got the dive onto Taxa already, though. Errol dives in, and Kevo's been shut down by Scooter. They eliminate the AD carrier. Nilla doing his best, but it's just not enough for Verdant. Yes, they qualified out, but it will not be the result they wanted in their 6th game. And Rahad, they will go down swinging and land a massive haymaker on the NLC 2nd seed. 28 kills to 11. Pretty good way to go out, let's be honest.